The US has been given the go-ahead to impose tariffs on $7.5 billion worth of goods that it imports from the EU. This is the latest chapter in a 15-year battle between the US and the EU over illegal subsidies for plane makers Airbus and rival Boeing. The World Trade Organization ruling will mean tariffs on EU goods ranging from aircraft to cheese, olives and jumpers from the 18th of October. Brussels has threatened to retaliate similarly against US goods. Well, with me is independent analyst Dr. Stephanie Hare. Stephanie, does this look to you like the start of a new trade war?
It looks like the menace of a potential new trade war, but it could also just be the beginning of a negotiated settlement. So what we've seen is that the European Union has just been found guilty of illegally subsidizing Airbus, and the United States is likely to have the same verdict put on it for its subsidies of Boeing later next year. So it's pretty much going to be tit for tat. So what you're going to get is the two world's biggest superpowers in terms of trade imposing tariffs on one another. Now, they might walk away from that and decide not to do it at all.
What's interesting, though, is if these tariffs are applied, this comes on top of ongoing trade wars, the biggest of which is between the US and China, the world's two biggest economies. There are trade issues between Japan and South Korea. You know, this really is the last thing that global trade needs at a time when economic growth is already looking like it's in jeopardy as a result of what's going on already.
Yeah, there's concerns that we could be seeing a global slowdown in 2020, which would be very interesting because, of course, we have the U.S. presidential election. So we have to remember that calculus as well. Does U.S. President Donald Trump want to enter an election with a potential recession in the United States? Does he want to see certain U.S. sectors hurting? And that's already happening because of the China trade war. Does he really want to open up a second front with the European Union?
OK. A question we should come to a little later in the paper review. For the moment, though, Stephanie, thanks very much.
Thank you.